Bonus module. So what's going to happen next? Okay, so we're done with research. But what does this course have to do with selling your products? In case you didn't already know, there are only 3 things that you need to focus on when you start your marketing. Conversions, testing, driving traffic, and others are only secondary. Now, Doug Diana, another famous copywriter, also agrees to this underlying truth about selling. He knows that as a copywriter, you can only do so much because the list, or your prospects, holds 40 to 50% of the equation. So unless he knows what the market really wants, the failure rate is so much higher. And according to Portis, these factors will be: first is your list, your audience, your prospects, your customers. That's 40% to 50%. This is the one we talked about in this course. Next would be your offer. The offer would be what will they get, how to get it, and when will they get it. It's also 40% of the equation. Now the sales page, the advertising, the sales message, or in short, your copy, is only 20%. Now these are the only factors that directly affect your sales rate. So saying that you can double your profits by knowing your audience is an understatement. If you can now tap into 40%, you can now exponentially grow your business. In a nutshell, you can hire the best copywriter in the world, the best graphic designer anyone can have, and the best product creator there is. But if your target audience are dog trainers and you mail your sales letter to cat owners, it's not going to perform at all, no matter how flawless your copy is. I know the example is exaggerated, but I want you to get the point. So if your audience and offer is right on the money, a half-assed copy or sales page will still do you wonders. Now, how much more if you have a very compelling one? The money is in between these 3 factors. Now, don't assume that just because the product is not stated as one of the important things you should focus on, then you should just go about creating crappy products. In fact, it's the total opposite. Product, by the way, is included in your offer. What they're going to receive is part of your compelling offer. The thing is, once you know what your target audience wants and what they need, there's literally no way that you can measure product creation process unless you deliberately go against your research. So to answer the question, what do you do after your research? The next thing that you have to do is craft a compelling offer. Now, to create good offers, you need to know what makes your audience tick, in a sense, their biggest why. Imagine this. Your customers wake up with a problem. They're looking for a transformation. What information do you think your avatar will pay for to solve their problem? What is the ultimate result they're aiming for? It is vital that you have your avatar when doing this and create a product on their behalf. Whenever you speak another word, write another sentence, create another sales page, you would want to direct the message to the avatar you just created. Your every offer, every advertising, paid or free, every blog post, every marketing message, every promise, every hook, every product you will now create should be made with your prospect in mind. Let's say that I'm selling a traffic course online. By following the niche research system, I found out that my target audiences are 30-year-olds that never had a successful internet business. Now, what do you think would be a great headline for a sales page? Since I now know that they have little to no budget, I could say something along the lines of, for online marketers with small advertising budgets, there's a new traffic source that will enable you to get all the paid traffic you want for free. Do you think that will have an effect on our target? Now, this headline may seem shallow for other people, but they are not our target audience. But if you did your research, your headline or this headline will hit every emotional spot. Now, you can post the avatar that you created in your workstation where they can always be visible. They will serve as your reminder. Now, make it a habit that before you do or decide anything about your business, that you read your avatar's story or mini bio. You have to know this. Doing so will put you in a correct mindset and in turn Everything you create or do resounds more with your prospects because you do everything with them in mind and you're not just shooting blanks trying to come up with things out of thin air. Once you try this out, you'll never want to work again without an avatar. It really just makes the whole process so much easier. You can use your research for assessing market gaps and needs. This will enable you to determine how to position your product based on our competition analysis in Module 3, enabling you to create your own unique selling proposition. The good part about this is that it can only get better. You can only get more targeted since people's basic needs, wants, and desires don't change a lot. And that's good news for us. The more you go about your marketing, the more data you collect, the more targeted you can make your research. Before we end this module, let me tell you a story about actually this is an old story I heard from other marketers also. It's about a car dealership company that had an unusual way of getting their cars sold. So the modus of this car dealer is, they will usher their clients into a showroom. Now usually when people buy cars, since it's such a big decision to take, people always do it as a couple. Now, whether as husband or wife, father and son, brothers, sisters, you get the point, right? Now, these couples will be shown the cars that they have available, and then the sales representative would talk briefly about the specs. Now, after a while, the salesman will then excuse himself and direct the couple inside a room, leaving them there to discuss among themselves. Now, without the salesperson being present, the couple are now able to discuss freely their objections and concerns about the purchase that they're about to make. Now, unknowingly to the couple, the entire room is wiretapped, and the car salesman can actually hear every single word that they're saying. Now, after a few minutes, the salesperson then goes back to the room. Now armed with valuable information, he then crafts a kick-ass offer that erases every single objection the couple has. It's as if the salesman is reading their minds. Now that the offer has been made according to their needs, you can definitely guess what happens next. Those who go to the room usually end up buying, and they are converting at an astonishingly high rate with this simple but super effective method. Well, they were eventually caught and was banned from doing the same tactic again, but it's totally beside the point. I just showed you the power of knowing your customers and creating an offer that they simply cannot refuse. So by doing the entire process of niche research, you'll be able to maximize the use of a dozen emotional hot triggers that will practically make your product sell itself. Now, there's a ton of triggers that one can use to its advantage. In fact, there's so much that I'm on the process of creating another course just about emotional hot buttons and how to use them. Now, here are 2 changes that you can apply right now in your offer to see an increase in your sales. There's actually a lot that I plan to discuss in my upcoming kick-ass offer creation crash course, but these 2 tips will bring you up to speed. Now, tip number 1 is your price point. The fastest tweak you can do to your offer, bar none, is your pricing. You don't want to price your products really low just to get an easy sale, but rather you want it to be just slightly lower than the most popular products out there. And how do you do that? Research. Grab the top 10 products on your niche based on gravity and not on popularity. Check how they are structured for their pricing and get the average of these sellers. Now, your ideal price should be the same or only a bit lower than the average. Personally, as a rule of thumb, if you're aiming for the right price, that would be a 5% off on the average market price. So if the market average is $50, then you want yours at $47. For someone looking for a better price, your product will be a no-brainer without coming off as cheap. Some of you may ask, why not price it really low? Good question. However, the problem is people associate really low pricing to subpar quality. Niches outside the internet marketing niche are real niches, and they are not used to seeing dime sales and $5 to $9 products. You have to be careful not to price your product really low. Now, do not go the cheap route. It only hurts your brand, especially if this will be your front-end product. Most people are scared of pricing their products according to what their product is worth. If you know your product will deliver, then don't be afraid to price it accordingly. Now let me tell you this. The price doesn't concern the buyer as long as you can trigger their emotions. They will always end up justifying their buying decision with logic. Now, how many times have you bought something that is overpriced but you gladly paid for it? If anything, you only price your product lower than most if your audience already knows who you are or already has an experience with your product, as it can have a totally opposite effect. Now, once they know that you deliver, having it priced low gets them to think that, wow, I'm getting such a discount, instead of them thinking this product is too cheap to be a quality product. Now, you would usually get that from cold traffic. Now, you can try doing this to your list that already has experienced your product, and you'll be surprised how they munch those $10 offers like rabid fans. Now, that is because they know that for the price, they will be getting a lot of value based on their first experience with you on your front-end product. Now, tip number 2 is to offer better guarantees. Now, if your competitors are keen on offering 30-day or 60-day guarantees, why not try to go the middle route and have a 45-day guarantee? Some folks even offer 365 days guarantee just to be different. Now, you might be asking, what if on the 364th day they decide to refund? Relax, that will never happen. Crazy? Not really. You see, most people, knowing that they have a 365-day guarantee, tend to get lazy. With guarantees like these, procrastination is our friend. Now, I've seen this happen all the time. Doing this alone breaks the monotony, and your product gets to be seen as something different just by your guarantee alone. You can offer a no payment until the 7th day. I usually do this for an upsell, that if they are not totally pleased with the product, then all they have to do is send you an email and you wouldn't bill them the total amount. I can say that from experience, the longer the guarantee I give, the lower their refunds. I don't really know why, but it's the same case for my clients' campaigns, but you can try it on your own test. Okay? Now, another thing you can tweak is your payment plan. So why charge $97 up front when you can charge them with 2 payments of $47 or with 3 payments of $37, which, by the way, works 22.1% better. Now, of course, this would only be effective if your research showed that your competitors are not doing it. Always remember that your goal is to be seen in a different light among the competition. Now, personally, I copy and pattern the marketing techniques that I think my ideal customer will like, again, based on my research, and I improve on those that I think they won't like. So what you have to do is just be in a different mode, and your customers will love you for it. There's a lot more to discuss about creating a superior offer, and I discuss it in great detail in one of my upcoming training courses. However, time is of the essence, and these 2 tips right here can already do a lot for your offers. So go ahead, test it, and I hope you enjoyed this bonus video.